Hey everybody, welcome to the Sky Lounge, here to review some Vegas Golden Knights action as we win, beating the New Jersey Devils 4-3 on the road on a back-to-back night. And yeah, New Jersey hasn't been looking all that great. They lose yesterday in Buffalo 7-1, 5 goals in the first period. And they decide to can John Hines, head coach, so they put an interim guy in there, and Ray Shero pretty much just irritated, like, what the fuck? Like, the short-term solution is, of course, firing the head coach, but you have to look at the players and really think, how much fucking money have we invested into you fuckers? Can you fucking do something? And I'm sure that was a general message. And for the Vegas Golden Knights, kind of a different message coming into this game, right? You got a new player in Chandler Stevenson. Welcome to the Knights family, Chandler. He's coming from the Washington Capitals for a 5th-round pick in 2021. A young cat, a Stanley Cup winner with the Washington Capitals, of course, on the behest of the Vegas Golden Knights. But to have this cat in our fourth line with Nosek and Reeves was going to be a very curious watch. And in the first period, not all that great for the Vegas Golden Knights. It feels like they kind of slipwalk through this. And Reeves gets a bit of a knock, but eventually he does come back in the game, thankfully. And you see Vegas just not capitalizing early. They get a power play opportunity. No. They also make some kind of boneheaded mistakes to dig themselves a hole early in that first period. And Palmieri for the Devils gets the goal first period, 16 minutes and 31 seconds in. And I always ask ourselves, like why? Why do we do this? Why is it that we feel the need to just come out the gates really slow and impede ourselves in the near future? Well, the near future came in the form of the second period, where despite the fact that the opposing goaltender Blackwood was doing really well, Chandler Stevenson gets his first goal for the Vegas Golden Knights. And I forgot to write the goddamn time down. But it doesn't matter. He gets his first goal for the Vegas Golden Knights, getting the all-important equalizer at the start of the second period. And it's Tuck's pass from the point that makes this so crisp and delicious. And you would begin to think, okay, cool, like we're getting some momentum in. And Marshy actually has a really great chance to get a goal in right in front of Blackwood, but Blackwood's right there to get that. And of course, Vegas can't really defend on the other side, and a goal is given to Brett in the second period, 14 minutes and 17 seconds in, and it is challenged immediately by the Vegas Golden Knights for a goalie interference because Taylor Hall was bumped into Malcolm Subban, but looking at the tape again, looked as though Paul Stastny kind of bumped his ass over to Taylor Hall, who bumped himself onto Malcolm Subban, who in turn couldn't get the goal. Now, bit of a curious thing. I wish the NHL kind of specified on that a little bit, but I'll take that goalie interference because, of course, you'll also get the delay of game. And Vegas, relatively speaking on the penalty, pretty good. They're able to kill that off. And despite Subban doing really well, I just felt that the offense just never really got it going. It felt as though the Devils were asking more questions than we were. And that's kind of the frustrating thing about this game because you're coming into the third period and you're looking at those numbers and stats. The Devils were outshooting the Vegas Golden Knights 28-17. That's a bit infuriating if you're a Vegas Golden Knights fan. You're sitting there wondering to yourself, we're better than these guys. On paper, of course. And on any given night, anyone can win, of course. But Vegas has been on this hot streak. I mean, let's keep riding this shit on, man. Like, why are we fucking stopping here? And when I just think to myself, we got to fucking snap out of this shit, Vegas does. And it happens in the form of Jonathan Marchessault. Now, I have to note this crazy thing. Jonathan Marchessault actually scores a hat trick in under 10 minutes. Okay? So 1 minute and 5 seconds into the third period, Jonathan Marchessault skates and gets the goal in. But it's really the skating out of the neutral zone from Riley Smith to Wild Bill to Marshy that just makes this goal such a fucking beauty. And you see Vegas just coming at it. You just see them just blitzing on. And you love to see it. I mean, if you're a Vegas fan, of course you love to see a fucking full-on blitz from the Vegas Golden Knights. And third period, 5 minutes and 4 seconds in, not only 4 minutes later, England's shot from the blue line is deflected off of Marchessault, and when you see this continuous, fire in March's eye, you just get happy. You're like, oh God, he finally breaks his 8-game scoreless drought. Now he's on it, and he's on path to a hat trick, and Vegas gets a power play opportunity, and you're up 3-2. But why the fuck not? Attack, attack, attack. And Vegas does just that. Marchessault getting another goal on the power play this time. Third of the game in under 10 minutes in the third period. 10 minutes and 20 seconds into this game. 9 minutes and 40 seconds. Sometimes my math is bad, boys and girls, but do forgive me. The only math I do need to know in this game right now is Mr. Jonathan Marchessault with a hat trick. That's 1, 2, 3 goals. 3 goals in 10 minutes. And with that natural hat trick, well, is it a natural hat trick? Not 100% on that, but please check my mistakes if you can, boys and girls. But even with that hat trick, the Vegas Golden Knights proceeded to do what they do and concede a goal after they were up. Yes, Nico Hischier gets a fucking goal 10 minutes into this third period. And it's McNabb and fucking Schmidt completely fucking up. And Malcolm Subban could have absolutely had a hand on this goal. He really could have, but lets it right in. And you see the Vegas Golden Knights given a power play opportunity very late in the game. They waste it from just generally sloppy passing. I didn't really understand the whole lackluster nature of how they handled the puck, especially on a power play, when you could have been up 5-3 if you scored. But no. Vegas always figures it's the hard way that makes you feel satisfied. Like some weird fucking masochistic, sadomasochistic bullshit. I don't fucking know. But once the Devils pulled Blackwood from goal, 1 minute and 45 seconds or so left in the third period, Vegas misses an empty netter that could have ended this game and just continues to frustrate everybody with an icing. 19 seconds left. Face off in Vegas's defense. You're freaking out. You're thinking, wow, this shit might equalize and go into overtime. That's fucking pathetic against a team that has been awful from the start of the season. And yeah, granted, the coaching changed and all that shit, but it's the same goddamn personnel. Sorry, that shit doesn't change just overnight. I know people are going to say Sheldon Keefe and Toronto Maple Leafs, but look what happened to them tonight. They got blasted out 6-1. Rough rides happen, man, especially in coaching changes. And so Vegas had to button down and make sure they didn't give any fucking inch in these last closing 20 seconds. And Nosek actually had an opportunity to get an empty netter, but swats it right to a Devils defenseman. And they're able to skate it inside our zone, but period ends. Buzzer ends, and game's over. Game's over. And so for the Vegas Golden Knights, they escape with the 4-3 win on the road. 4 points on back-to-back nights. I have to say, that is absolutely impressive. That is some fantastic stuff. And I have been berating this Devils team on how not great they are. But I got to give huge credit and shout out to Blackwood, the goaltender for the Devils. 25 saves on 29 shots, .862 save percentage. The player was fine. I think he was pretty admirable in terms of what he was doing. But relatively speaking, his teammates just not up to snuff. And I remember Devils fans, boasting at me like, oh, Gusev is the best. Like you guys fucked up Vegas. Yeah, look at the standings and the fucking wild card, the playoff, all that shit. You are nowhere near us. So stop it. Gusev may take time to develop. Who the hell knows? Maybe he won't develop. Or maybe he might be the greatest goddamn Russian player ever in the NHL. But we don't know yet. We don't know that yet. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But there's a lot of things to figure out for that Devils team. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. What a disaster of a season to start off. And I don't know how they recuperate. I don't know if Taylor Hall's going to stay, but this is a very curious season for the Devils. But for the Vegas Golden Knights, it's a very typical season. You had a bit of a slump in November, and now you're up in December, all good. Because you have Malcolm Subban, The better Subban brother, who is the goaltender, makes 32 saves on 35 shots, a .914 save percentage. And on back-to-back nights, Malcolm Subban has been fantastic. I don't know what else to say. This dude has been on it. He's been on point. He has been poised in the net without Marc-Andre Fleury. And I hope Gerard Gallant at least gives him this full week to play. Even when we go home on Sunday against the Rangers, I really, really hope that Gallant can give Subban some ice time. Because once Fleury's back up and operational, I'm sure Subban isn't going to get too many times, but he's been looking great. And this is the Malcolm Subban that we needed. And on the road, back-to-back nights, again, 4 points, massive. Absolutely massive. And so for the Vegas Golden Knights, we get a couple of rest days. And on Thursday, we will put back up our equipments again and be facing the New York Islanders. A very, very tough team at home. And you, of course, have Barry Trotz, who kicked the shit out of the fucking Vegas Golden Knights for that Stanley Cup, but we will see how the Vegas Golden Knights do. Of course, 4 points out of a possible 6 on the road trip already. Fantastic stuff. So let's make it an even 6, huh? Let's make it an even 6. So go Knights go. Follow me at the Sky Lounge and all the links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for more daily contents. Now, fuck off.